going to keep it moving to a little bit more grimmer news about the 14-year-old kid who was charged with 4 people at his Georgia high school in, what was it, Kennesaw? No, Apalachee.
Yeah, Apalachee.
Apalachee High School in Winder, outside of Atlanta. So you had a 14-year-old boy charged with 4 counts of unaliving, accused of using a semi-automatic assault-style rifle, AR-15, to kill 2 students and 2 teachers this week. And his name was Colt Gray, and he had his first hearing Friday. He is being charged as an adult, and this is the latest mass shooting we have to deal with. So looks like they're saying they gave details on how it happened. He was in his algebra class, left the classroom, and came back.
Let him out. One of his classmates locked him out.
Yeah, and he knocked on the door for someone to open it. Students went to the door and saw something through the window and backed away. One of the classmates said they saw Gray turn, and then they heard gunshots, 10 or 15 of them at once, back to back. A school resource officer found the shooter, who surrendered at 10:26 a.m., saying that the suspect did unalive 4 people while 9 others were hurt. The Georgia Bureau of the investigation say the suspect acted alone. So,
well, this is when I know, when I heard school shooting, I knew it was white.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was.
I'm sorry. I mean, if we want to sit here and say,
well, let's not be racist. We can also include Asians.
Well, what's all right? Let's do this. We got facts on this one.
Yes.
Last 20 years, all your school mass shootings here in the United States, what was the race?
They were white, and the worst one was done by an Asian with the handgun at Virginia Tech.
Correct, but most of them is predominant. Outside that one anomaly, actually you had 2 because Carolina.
Yeah, old boy Carolina.
Carolina last year. So outside those 2 anomalies, when it comes to mass shooting here in the United States, it's predominantly white juveniles.
Yes,
and anytime you also hear that they've been taken alive. Now I'm sorry. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Because people want to say, well, everybody don't want to talk about race. I don't give a damn what you say. Race plays a major factor in some of your major categories that goes on in this country or around the world. Let's just plain and simple. You feel what I'm saying? Because we knew if that was somebody that was of color, he'd have been dead.
Oh, of course.
Just look at some of the people that getting killed by police officers now. We just had one in Illinois. Got shot in the face, got shot in the head because of a police officer. Killed her because she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? So when I heard those 2 incidents, I already knew. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not racist, but I just knew because I'm going off facts. Then another thing, don't you know, now you know X, right? Formerly known Twitter, right? This is supposed to be the new place where you can get all types of information, right? Mm-hmm. Tell me why you could not find, you type in that young man's name, you could not find his name or any type of information on him. But do you know what you did find, though? We had a TV station down there in Georgia. They had the nerve to use the unalive black child and put his picture up there as a shooter.
Yeah.
As a shooter. You know, that was like straight up disgusting. You know what I'm saying? For that to even happen. I don't even know whoever even put that image together, put it out there on social media, they should be fired. Straight up. Because it was disgusting, it was stupid all at once. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, on X, you couldn't fight. You had to type in other names attached to that for that young man's face and image to come up.
Yeah. So they don't know a motive yet for the shooting. That's what they're saying publicly.
Yeah, but he was investigated last year too, because they the
The FBI investigated him
Right.
because he had threatened to possibly shoot up a middle school, and then he said he would never say such a thing in a joking manner.
Right.
According to the report filed by investigators, but they said no action was taken because of inconsistent information about the social media account.
Let's see. If something make it to the FBI, right?
Yeah.
That had been very credible. That was serious. That's why Dad got arrested, too.
Yep. The father was charged. So his father, Colin Gray's father, was charged. He is the first parent of a school shooting suspect to be charged in Georgia. But it looks like the reason he was charged is with 4 counts of, or he has been charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second degree, and 8 counts of cruelty to children for knowingly allowing his son to possess a gun that authorities say was used in the shooting. So he did buy his son this assault-style rifle, AR-15, that he used in the shooting, and this was after the FBI visit. So they're pretty much under fire right now, which they should be.
See how they get a pass? Got a pass. If somebody reported it to the FBI, that had to been very serious. That's nothing to play games with. But for some reason, this young man was able to slide through the cracks, and look what happened. A year later, 4 bodies.
So they said he struggled since he and his wife separated, and Cole was picked on in school.
Right.
So the two,
they already talking about his mental. They going for his defense, talking about his mental. And I'm like, how? But
he ain't going through nothing.
Right. Exactly. If a black child did heinous crime, you don't want to hear that. Give that kid the full max. You feel what I'm saying? But when it comes to a white child, we got excuses. We got reasons. We have to have an open mind.
Yeah, and it looks like during the separation, the 2 younger children moved with the wife, but Colt lived with his dad. So this shows you the father should have not had custody of this kid.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like this was not.
And then too, why would one kid, the oldest, go with dad and 2 youngest stay with mom? Outside of them, I
think
age.
Once you're a certain age, you are allowed to choose who you get to live with. And the kid is 14, from my understanding. So maybe, when they separated, he was old enough to pick which parent to live with, and he chose his father. That's just an assumption without knowing anything. But if you're younger or 4 or 5 or something,
I don't know.
The courts decide.
I don't know. Maybe because, like I said, coming from a black mother, you know what I'm saying? You go wherever the hell she tell your ass to go. You ain't staying with. I'll give a damn that you bring your ass with me. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. So.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on with this investigation. It looks like the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is declining to release additional information due to the investigation.
Somebody turned their eye. Turned their eye. So you know what? Since people like to play a little conspiracy theories here, you know what I'm saying? Here's a conspiracy theory right here. You have an agent, right?
Yes.
Who got this information that this child is a potential school shooter, because look what he did now. And they knew. And they let this young man go out there knowing, because they want him to act on their devious thoughts.
Yes.
That would be a great conspiracy theory right there, because there's no way in hell somebody sit here and call and give valid information. You got social media posts about him talking about this, and they let that child back out, and then here comes a year later, he commits that crime.
Yeah.
Whoever that agent is that did that investigation needs to be investigated. They need to have that person name out.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to know why they didn't research it a little further.
It doesn't make sense. A year later, he commits the actual crime that he was being reported for. That'd be you know what? Yeah.
Interesting. So we're gonna see how this develops. They are charging the kid as an adult, but he is white, so
he's gonna get the death. The point is, whether he's gonna get life or he's gonna get the death penalty.
Well, I think he should get the death penalty.
Well, you know now when it comes to white kids, it's a different story now. Because
Yeah.
because a lot of them, they looking at it like, hey, that could be my kid.
Yeah.
It's different if it's a black or brown kid, they can't identify with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see. We'll follow this.